Welcome back here, Totem Pole Nation. We are live. I got in the building Coach Taylor, aka LT, aka TBT, aka Little Taylor, aka the most penalized high school football player, aka the man with the latest hit in high school football history, aka the most penalized coach of all time, aka the man that got Coach McNally on Twitter, aka the Route 10 coach, aka Coach Courthouse Green.
Man, Coach Courthouse Green. That may be the greatest compliment I've ever been given. I was thinking about Coach Hustle. Coach Hustle. Keep your head on a swivel. Coach Hustle and Coach Bald. Coach Courthouse Green. If you know Courthouse Green, you know me. Coach Bald. What's keep your head on a swivel mean to you?
Hey, man, it's 2024. It's the election year. Keep your head on a swivel. Okay, to me, that means everything right there. Keeping your head on a swivel. I don't know if you saw Vince Young, what happened with him.
He got his head knocked on a swivel.
Yeah, at a bar, he could have used Cam Newton. If you guys haven't seen that, he definitely did not have his head on a swivel.
But,
dude, head on a swivel is just being in the moment, man. It's being on the moment and knowing your surroundings, okay? Most of the things are 99% avoidable, okay? If you see some bad dudes coming on your side of the street, cross the street. Cross the street. Some bad dudes get on your bus, get off the bus. Get off the bus. It's preventable, man. It's preventable, and yeah, man, crossing the street. The way I learned is you look both ways. Keep your head on a swivel, even on a one-way, man. Even on a one-way. Some people are not in your state. They're not familiar with that road. And, hey, they just want to drive the wrong way and not get it. You know what I mean? Keep your head on a swivel. But, yeah, man, doing security for 10, 20 years, and a huge shout-out to Alley Cats there in Shockoe Bottom. They were the first ones to give me my shot at 18 years old. Yeah, I did not go to college. I went to the bar.
You went to the School of Hard Knocks.
That's it, man. School of Hard Knocks. But yeah, man, keep your head on a swivel. I think these days with our cell phones, it's just hard to pay attention, man. And, you miss a lot of stuff. So you really do, man. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
I mean, keep your head on a swivel if you're on a bridge and there might be a boat coming. And, dude, yesterday, I know you don't want me to get political, but the president says he's on his way to North Carolina, and this incident was an accident. If that's the first two words out of your mouth, keep your head on a swivel, because if they say it was an accident, it probably wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
What do you think, Coach Paul?
Dude, I mean, it's one of the biggest import-export areas in the East Coast. It's huge. And if you watch it sped up a little bit, it's no accident. It veers off at the last moment and shebang. It just happens to hit the perfect area to collapse that bridge,
Man, life lessons. What a blessing, dude. This morning, I'm at Walmart. If you know me, you know I like to go to Walmart. I got there at 5:15 a.m. They don't open till 6. Yeah, I was there at 5:15 in the parking lot. So what do? Hey, it's time to get on TikTok. Follow baby from Kenya. She's a wonderful young lady. She was telling me she's been disrespected by guys from Pakistan that have made fun of her because of the color of her skin. And I was outraged. All right. I will go to Pakistan, and I will get those guys straight. They disrespected her, but I'm doing a TikTok battle with her. I'm walking into the Walmart, and all of a sudden, I hear a dude blasting Roger Hornsby.
Wow.
The range. And I mean, dude, it's like, it's not even 6 a.m. And this guy's in a big SUV. I look up, it's an African-American guy. And what's he say? Coach. And it's Paul Medley. Paul Medley, my great friend, gave me the nickname Jimbo Fisher because he said I'm everywhere.
That's
Paul
awesome.
Medley told me he will be joining us tonight for the 10 p.m. show. I've invited him to come on here. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it, but look at that sunrise.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you're seeing that, you have the opportunity to have an amazing day.
Yes.
We are very thankful for you guys to be starting it with us, without a doubt.
We're blessed.
We are, man. We are very blessed. I went to a amazing barbecue last night from our great friend Brenda and Magic. It was just awesome to get there and see family. We got some family from way upstate New York, Chris and Jen, that are here visiting us. And I know that they just feel so good when they get down here and get to the good weather and stuff like that. They got a home out in Pinellas Park area, so it was great to visit with those guys. My buddy John Cowder, shout out to you. You couldn't make it, but we took one back for you, big man. We love you and everything, but yeah, man, you do. You got to keep your head on a swivel, you know, in all aspects of life. If you're in the car, keep your head on a swivel. You know what I mean? If you're playing Mike linebacker, keep your head on a swivel. You know what I mean? It's just the mindset. You know, there's always so much going on, but you can see the path from far away if you are paying attention. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And Paul Medley told me, he said, Coach, what is this totem pole nation? He goes, I watch you guys. He goes, dude, y'all are out of control. Who is the guy that's got the $1 million backyard? I was like, that's my friend from Parkley Apartments, Coach Bald. And dude, he said, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it. I said, well, dude, if you think we're out of control, that means you're one of us. You're not telling me to take down posts. You're not telling me that it wasn't an accident. Dude, nothing's an accident. Nothing is an accident. You don't think those guys keep their head on a swivel? I mean, dude, I posted a Thomas Jefferson quote, when the people fear the government, that is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, it's liberty. They took it down.
Saw that.
They took it down. Yep. Facebook, Instagram. Like, what? Life lessons. Keep your head on a swivel. One of the best things that I ever do is that when someone makes eye contact with me, Jay-Z tells a great story. He said there was this guy that was eyeballing him, and this guy was mean mugging him. And he was thinking, like, this dude's one tough hombre. Like, he's coming over here and he's going to want some business. So he starts walking towards him. Then all of a sudden, when he gets to Jay-Z, Jay-Z's thinking, like, okay, here we go. The dude smiles and says, can I get an autograph for my daughter? And he said, that's perception. I always smile. When someone looks at me, whether they're a man or a woman, I smile and I put my hand up. So that's speaking through my teeth and through my hand. And most of the time, that person will smile and put their hand up. Keep your head on a swivel. It's almost like a code. What do you think about that, Coach?
Hey, man, that's how your lifestyle is, my man. You know, I've been on that other side where, you know, you see a bunch of knuckleheads, and yeah, man, you just kind of, you know, you make eye contact, but you ain't really staring. You know what I mean? A lot of times they can't wait to look at them. You know, and a lot of times, dude, it is, you know, you make eye contact and you give a little head nod, and that's about it. You go on with your business. You don't keep dialed into them because, hey, man, you sometimes it can get hectic, especially when you're outnumbered. You know,
Ooh.
the best way to not get into a fight is to not get into a fight, is to avoid.
Yeah, but dude, how are you outnumbered?
Situation.
How are you outnumbered? It has to be about 6 people, dude. I mean, it's kind of like you're the dude on the new Roadhouse movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, and you've done a lot of bouncing in your life. You're a cooler. You cool it off.
Yeah, man. Hey, speaking of that, man, I saw an interview with what's his name? Jake Gandel. What is his name?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yep, him and Conor McGregor. And dude, I don't know what Conor McGregor was on, but he had like these hiccups and jumps and stuff like that. I don't know what this guy's on, man, but if you guys can watch this interview, you'll see it. And whatever he's on, don't take that, kids. Don't take that, adults.
Yeah, whatever he's on works because they are jacked in that movie.
Yep.
Dude, those guys are like 40 years old and they like look like He-Man.
Yeah.
Like, is that even possible?
Right, absolutely. But yeah, man, dude, I got a great story I never told you about. But when I was working at the Richmond Marriott, 5th and Broad Street, I got the job for a little bit. I had been working at the nightclub that was downtown, the Paper Moon. Right, I was working there. Ended up getting a job at the right there at Marriott, and I was
what is the Paper Moon, Coach?
Paper Moon is a gentleman's club right there right downtown, about a mile from the baseball stadium there. All right. Yeah. It's a place you guys don't want to end up. Okay. That's a place where you're going to spend a lot of money.
You know what, in the champagne room, to quote Chris Rock.
Can't do that. Yep. So yeah, man. So I ended up from working there. We had a guy at valet that was just super cool. And he just carried himself just like a guy that knew what was going on. And, I talked to him for a bit. And, we just started talking, chopping it up. And come to find out, man, he was like a 3rd-degree black belt. His name was Tony. And he was pretty much the head. He ran the ballet there. This is about 2005, 2006, just to date ourselves. And I was working at Tiki Bob's at the time. They had a beautiful Asian girl named Christina who was my boss there. I mean, just an angel, man. Looked like a beautiful cheerleader, but she was she was awesome as well. She could be a boss real quick.
Yeah, I think I remember her.
Upside down. Yep. And so I ended up getting.
I think I spent a week there one night.
Man, I bet that was in your 1 year of drinking, right? You're an early riser, early finisher. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I think I started when I was 12.
Yeah, but so check this out. So I got Tony the job there, and at Tiki Bob's, and one of the rules we kind of had there, they had a main stage, and then they had like a higher stage, and the one rule was only girls can dance on that highest stage. Well, one night it was my off night, and that was the thing about Tony. Tony was he was not your average bouncer. He was probably 5'6", about 150 pounds, and he just had that wrestler build, where he didn't have an inch of fat on him. And this one evening, I came in there off the clock, and as I'm walking in, I see this guy just on the sidewalk in handcuffs. This dude, Coach, it looked like he spilled beer all over the front of his crotch. Right. And I'm just looking at this guy like, what in the, what happened? Right. Come to find out, he was dancing on that stage he wasn't supposed to be. So Tony told him, get off the stage. And well, he disrespected Tony. Tony gripped him up, from behind, hit some pressure points. And no crap, Coach. This dude pissed himself, man. I could not believe it. And it was a big guy, man. The guy's probably 240, 250. But he disrespected the wrong guy, and apparently him and his boys didn't have his head on a swivel because Tony folded him up like a lawn chair. And yeah, man, I could not believe that as I was walking into the club I work at, see some dude pissed his pants and was arrested. How about telling that story to your girlfriend or wife?
Whatever happened to Tony?
I'm not really sure, man. I'm sure he's running a business or something, man. He was an amazing guy, amazing dude. Always just taught me just so much respect and everything, and just shredded, man. He had the body of like a Bruce Lee. You know what I mean? small guy, but man, you did not want to mess with him. Sometimes you mess with the wrong ones. And that's the thing, man. You know, when you've been in the business and you've done it long enough, you can tell like people that know how to handle themselves. They carry themselves different. And I'll tell you what, you ever see somebody with some cauliflower ears? Their ear might look like it got hit by a hammer a couple times. Don't mess with those guys. Don't mess with them.
They will ball you up.
Dude, that was the thing about the Vince Young tape. The guy that clocked him was a smaller guy, and it's always those guys are the ones. They're the wild cards because they've been fighting, they've been battling, they've been picked on their whole lives. And you don't know, but now most of them are MMA trained or wrestlers or jiu-jitsu. It's
MK, I will be sending you your hat and your stickers today. Totem Pole Nation is in the house. I'm going to get a soundboard, MK, and whenever you enter into the building, I'm going to have like Michael Buffer. Like, I'm going to get him to say, "Welcome, MK, to Totem Pole Nation." I'm going to pay somebody, like a coach. We got to get that guy, the wrestling dude. We'll pay him, your friend, the announcer. And I'll hit a button, and the guy's going to say, "Welcome, MK, to Totem Pole Nation."
Oh,
welcome back.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
We are moving up in the world, dude. The guy said, "Well, what does that mean, Totem Pole Nation, Paul?" I said, "We're the low man on the totem pole." I said, I'm sitting here FaceTiming with a woman in Kenya, and out comes you blasting Roger Hornsby, the range. I mean, it's wonderful. His brother played at Matoka, basketball player, football player, baseball player, went to the University of Delaware. Now he works at Princeton University.
Wow.
The #1 school in the world.
Wow.
And his son is the quarterback for Thomas Dale. He took over when the other kid got hurt. He's the mentor. And the kid is 6'3". He's got a 4.0 GPA, and he can fling it. But he's just concerned about recruiting. I said, "Dude, your son's got a 4.0. I said, "He's tall and he can throw the ball. Like, he's the exact type of kid I would recruit. I don't want a diva. I don't want a guy that, had offers when he was in 8th grade. I want a guy that had to work for it. A guy that's got a chip on his shoulder." Ooh. Those guys that's got chips on their shoulder, MK, they got something to prove, and they're not scared of failure. Those guys are dangerous. Maybe that's what we are. We're the world's most dangerous tag team. Coach Bald and Coach Taylor. Team Totem Pole.
I love it. Speaking of that, if you guys are not tuned in already, there is the most electrifying sports talk right here at Totem Pole every night, 10 o'clock. Coach Taylor, Coach Lambeau, talk real sports. They don't tell you crazy bogus stuff like, what is it, Shredder Sanders is better than Dak Prescott? Come on, man.
Dude, I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that.
Yeah.
We're going to pick what team we're going to play for. Like, that stuff don't fly, man. I mean, John Elway and Eli, they got their 2 Super Bowls. They did it. But, dude, this is the NFL. Like, they don't give. Here he is. Man, I'm pumped up, dude. I'm pumped up. Here he is.
My name, my kingdom come.
Introducing the man from Soul,
This is
Paul Medley. Paul, tell everybody where you saw me this morning. I'm Jimbo Fisher. Tell everybody where you saw me.
Okay, I was just cruising around at 5:30 in the morning with nothing to do because there ain't nothing to do up here in Chesterfield County. And I ran through the Walmart parking lot pumping some good old Bruce Hornsby in the range from Williamsburg, Virginia. And I saw this guy, and he was on the phone walking through the parking lot on another podcast somewhere in
TikTok.
America.
I was battling TikTok. It was a girl in Kenya. A girl in Kenya. She was asking me, "Am I married? And do I have money?" I said, "I'm an American. I mean, we all have money. We're all in debt, but we all have money. Sure, we live in a fake world." So Paul has joined Coach Ball's Team Totem Pole. Tell them what you said about Totem Pole Nation, Paul.
It was wow.
He
It
said,
was
"You guys are out of control." Who is the guy with the backyard?
it was a good out of control because I used to watch the thing on Facebook, and I'm just like I told him I was trying to find like where's the angle? Where are these guys going? This guy's down there fishing. This guy's over here trying to masquerade as a coach. This guy's over here. I mean, it's a hodgepodge of huh? It gives me the
It's
huh?
a prank show. It's a hit show. It's a hit show. And you're a part of it now.
I'm so happy to be a part of it. And I was just telling my mom, I was like, I'm going on tonight on this cast, and then I see your message. I'm like, oh crap, that's right. He's got the morning message. He invited me to that. Wow, how fortunate am I?
Amen.
Yeah. So Coach Ball, tell Paul what is the life lesson. He might have a life lesson he wants to share with Totem Pole Nation.
You know, with the way things are these days, you know, just keeping your head on a swivel. If you could tell us something that you think when I say that, Paul, and bring some intel. You know, you obviously had your head on a swivel when you saw this lunatic walking through Walmart battling somebody on TikTok.
That's a good point. You know what? Head on a swivel. Well, I tell you what, daily. I mean, I'm just that kind of. I told him I'm a kooky person, and my antennas are always up. You know, prior military, and I'm always just looking around. But each and every day, I find a golden nugget. Meaning, I bump into somebody, and it's like, holy mackerel! What did you say? Yeah. Oh, really? Well, yeah. Hey, get with me. Let me talk to you. I'll call you. Blah 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 blah. Yesterday it was my buddy Webby. You know, I linked up with him a couple weeks ago. And then he's like does yard work, and I was like, hey, can you come over and check out my yard? I need some gumballs removed. And he came over, and he was like, so what are you doing? You know, he checked out the yard. He's like, hey, what are you doing after the fact or today? I'm like, nothing. Probably going to play golf. He goes, dude, I play golf. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, but I never have anyone to play with. I'm always joining a group I don't want to join. So can we get together? So those little things like that turn into, okay, let's go play golf. And then we play for 4 hours. We link up and talk about something or I give him something and he gives me something. And then you move on to the next day in life that you have this extra thing that you're carrying, you know, of positivity, you know. So that's an everyday occurrence for me, especially now that I'm retired and I just walk around in my PJs at Walmart at 6 o'clock in the morning.
You're blessed, man. You're blessed.
Bruce Hornsby, dude. And before I even knew it was you, I was already conducting it.
Yes, you were. You were dancing in the parking lot. I saw you. Yeah, I was pumping that. That's my guy.
A woman in Kenya, I said, this is a place where people are blasting Bruce Hornsby at 6 a.m. Like, Coach Ball, this is MK, Paul. MK is a 7th grade young lady in Indiana, and she is loyal to Totem Pole Nation. All right? She loves Totem Pole. She's going to one day work for us, and she always has the quote of the day. So, Coach Ball, you want to read it?
Yeah, let me see here. Get my bifocals on. Working on your dream whenever it is convenient for you will not work. When you dare to dream, you should also dare to do. Oh, I love it. I love that. Absolutely, MK. I grew up in a place called Parkley Apartments, and it does not look like this. This right here, this did not happen overnight. Nope. This was getting up at 4 o'clock every morning, not calling into work, but crawling into work. You know, that was
Crawling.
the mindset for several years, my whole life. And
Here we
that
go.
was,
Here's
hey,
my
that was
view.
thanks to my Aunt Colleen. You know, she was the one. The first Life Lessons podcast was about my Aunt Colleen and just the toughness that she had and the love that she had for us. It's called hoarding. It's called hoarding, Paul, because she was a hoarder. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I just
It's
remember.
called We Might Need That Again.
Hey, I do. I remember she would come and pick up me and my brother in Parkley Apartments, and she had this humongous dually. And when it came in there, man, people thought it was a spaceship. They never saw that in Parkley Apartments. And when she would open the door, and we couldn't wait to get in, just to get out of Parkley. As soon as we would open the door, you'd have bags of stuff just falling out, stuff that's never been opened, newspapers, man, you name it. Then when you got to her house, there was little walkways, paths to the room, to the bathroom, and stuff like that. Besides that, man, it was just stuff stacked up. But not only did she hoard things like that, man, she hoarded us with love unconditionally, and so blessed, man.
Paul, what do you think about the quote of the day? How do you feel about that?
Well, that's one. It's very deep. But but uh, but two. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. I mean, I learned that when I was in school. So I mean, I could take direction from a 5-year-old or 55-year-old. But that thing resonated with me because it's like, well, the things I think about during the day that I don't take action on, it's gonna make me reconsider that now. Really, I mean, that's just I was just thinking about it in my head as you were talking. Because again, I probably a little screwy trying to do 5 things at one time, but I just kept seeing dream and do, dream and do. Why aren't you doing? You got to do more doing and more dreaming, but you got to act upon that, and that's what I take from it.
It reminds me of Fahrenheit 451. It isn't that we dream less, it's that we got to dream more. A constant state of dreaming. Because, dude, in Fahrenheit 451, they burned the books. Today, they're limiting our information. Nothing happens by accident, man. Keep your head on a swivel. I mean, totem pole nation. We're the low man on the totem pole. What does that mean to you, Paul, that we are the low man on the totem pole? We look out for the low man. We're the common man. I mean, we're at Walmart at 5:45 a.m. What does that mean to you to be a part of Totem Pole Nation?
It's actually pretty cool because, again, common folk, common people doing common things, um, and acting like there's nothing's bigger than them. You're just regular people. I mean, and again, I mean, I don't care what you achieved or what you haven't achieved. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'd talk to a janitor and then turn around and talk with CEO the very next minute. Doesn't matter to me. Everyone's the same.
And
Just human beings.
Coach Ball, tell Paul what you're saying is your philosophy in hospitality.
Yeah, I mean, it was always, you treat regular people like rock stars. And then when those rock stars get there, man, you treat them like regular people because everybody's always treating them like rock stars. You know what I mean? You just be real to them. And, that's the thing. They could go to any establishment they want. They're obviously there to spend their good money. So give them what they want, man. You're getting paid to kind of be on stage and play the game, man. Play the game, But I've just kind of learned that over a lot of years and everything like that. And it's been a blessing to myself. And, I've just been able to meet so many different people. And, at the end of the day, I think people, they want to be treated special if they don't always get to do that. And vice versa. If they always get to do that, man, they just want to be treated like a regular person. So, yeah.
It makes me think of Michael Jordan and how like LeBron James or Shannon Sharp have said when they first saw Michael Jordan, it was like he was unreal. But who was Michael Jordan hanging with before and after the games? He was hanging with the dudes at the bottom of the stadium. That was the security guards that he could shoot quarters with and drink a beer with and just be a regular guy. Y'all remember that in the Last Dance, Paul? Like Michael
Sure do.
Jordan, that's who he related to. The guys that he could shoot quarters with. I mean, that's us. We're the low man
Yes.
on the totem pole.
Yes. And can I steal a minute because I want to piggyback on the rock star comment.
Yeah.
And I want to say that, you know, in my lifetime, people have remembered me more when I treat rock stars like regular people. You know, they remember my name. They're like, they always ask, so where, hey, is Paul back? Is Paul around? You know, just like I went out to Kansas City and I was fortunate enough to meet Andy Reid because my little brother played college football with the GM at Kansas City, Brett Veach. They were roommates at Delaware, and he brought us out there. He's like, hey, you want to go see Andy? We walked in the office, and I'm like, so hey, Coach Reid, blah blah blah. I forgot what I asked him, and he looked at me like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. But he was like, wait a minute, you guys are. You just walked in and asked me a question like I'm just Joe Smo. I'm like, no, yeah, I know you're Coach Reid, but I want to know this about you and what you're doing. You know, and not like, oh, Coach Reid, go ahead, bless us, talk. No, you know. So, and he appreciated being treated like a regular person. And I'd say 95% of rock stars want that. They like just genuine. Can I just be a person? You know. I.e., Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, they just want to be regular people and want people to communicate with them regularly. So it's just a lesson of again, that rock star comment is just that goes a long way because there's a lot of people you're going to meet in life, you know, and people you can tell and teach to. You're going to meet a lot of people in life, but just talk to them like you would talk to me. I'm just me. I'm just a guy on the totem pole. And I'm so happy to be here. I feel like a rock star.
Coach Paul, hey, what a pickup. What a pickup Paul Medley is to Totem Pole Nation. I'm not smart enough to make anything happen. I'm just blessed. I'm the most blessed coach in America. Paul, man from Soul, the man with soul. How did I get the name Jimbo Fisher? How did you give me the name Jimbo Fisher so many years ago?
Okay, this goes back to you were umpiring a little league game, and my sons were playing down in Palomino. You remember that Palomino out there in Chesterfield County? And I would talk to you after the game, and you were in between going from Meadowbrook over to Virginia Union to be QB coach, but. I guess, you know, it's the first time I talked to you in God, since we were little, and you were little. I'm older than you, but you were little. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm like, finally, it's you. It's you know, it's Coach. I'll pause right there. I don't even know your real name. I just know you're Jimbo Fisher now. I was just trying to say, yeah, you know, Coach. I don't even know your name. I know Jimbo Fisher. That's how much it's ingrained in me. However, all right, back to the story. So you were up there flapping your gums, and you're talking about three different things in one little sentence. And I'm like, this guy, it's like a damn. You ever heard Jimbo Fisher talk? It's blah, 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 blah. It's just so fast, but there's three different things going at one time. You're talking about three things, but at the same time. That's you. So that's why. I mean, you sound just like him to me. You know, I watching interviews on TV like, dude.
But my grandpa's from West Virginia. Rick Trickett, the offensive line coach at WVU and at Florida State, Jacksonville State. He knows my grandpa and his brother. They're all Polacks. We're Porosniks. I'm related to the Porosniks. So, yeah, I am Jimbo Fisher. He is me, and I am him. He's from West Virginia. I mean, and Tell us a little bit about your story. You're from Matoka, and tell Totem Pole Nation a little bit about yourself, where you're
Okay.
from.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a first of all, I'm a son of a military father. My dad served in the army. He retired 20 years, and then he settled right here at Fort Lee, Virginia, and he chose Matoka to live. So I grew up here um seventh grade until, and I was it was kind of a little weird because my mom is a Brit. She's from Liverpool, England. So
Wow.
my dad spent my first 12 years of life in Europe. He never came back. He just kept jumping around. So we jumped around from England to Germany to Wales. And I was actually born in Wales. So I got here, and that was my first experience of America was a seventh grader in middle school, Matoka Middle School. Wow. So I had a rough beginning. I didn't know culture. It was different. I mean, it was weird. So I was always behind, even until I graduated. I was always behind the hip hop culture and how to be, and I didn't know any of that stuff. So I was me. So got into sports, played football, basketball, baseball, went to George Mason University to play baseball, played there, and then didn't know what I wanted to do. So I joined the Army myself, and 28 years later, I retired. Wow. And I loved it every second of it. Every second. And again, it goes back to like, the life lessons. There was no football in Europe. When I got to the States, I grew to love football. The others were just something to do. And football season wasn't happening. Wasn't good enough to play on the collegiate level, but was good enough to play baseball on the collegiate level. But football taught me how to be part of a team. And so I left the team, my baseball team, and went right in the Army. So I've been on a team my whole life except for this year. Year 51 of my life is the first time I'm not on a team. So I've been walking around. That's why I walk around Walmart parking lots, because I'm just like, I'm released from good guy jail.
Wow.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah. So it's a new beginning for me, a new experience. But I mean, football easily taught me how to get through military life, because it's never about one person.
Was Gabe Hicks your coach?
He sure was. And Alan Pruitt.
What a man. What a man he was.
Oh, yeah.
Being. Talk about Coach Hicks.
Wow. Coach Hicks.
He was good to me, man.
He was again, I didn't grow up around black and white, but Coach Hicks was one of those coaches, now looking back, in an era in the late 80s that really was very keen at relating to all different types of people. He coached the NFL tight end that went to Pittsburgh. I forget the guy's name, and he was
James Ferrier.
Yeah, he coached James Ferrier after me, but he coached at Midlothian or Monacan, and he had this tight end that played. There you go, Ouija Thompson, and he used to talk about him all the time. But he was uncanny how everyone on the team to me looked gray, because there was no such thing as race or color or anything like that. So it made it easier for us to gel together and work together. But again, we would have anyway. And again, people that been around Matoka community, that's what it somehow turned into, because it was always, everyone gelled together. There was
everybody's the same. I mean,
yes, back then everyone was the same.
Y'all eat fried bologna sandwiches?
Yes.
I mean,
yes. Anyone, I mean, you could be from one spectrum to the next, but everyone was here to help everyone. And you could see two people talking like they didn't even look to say, what the, he knows him. But that's Matoka in a nutshell. And I mean, and the coaches we had were very keen to that. Gabe Hicks, and again, he was a colorful individual. He liked to have fun. Practices were fun. Games was fun, and he always had something. He never took life serious. And then again, that's another thing I took from him. I mean, it's not that serious. The games aren't that serious. Winning and losing is not that serious.
Wow. You're right about that. I've had to learn that. When was the first time you remember me and my brother? Because my brother was a great pitcher for Obie Gates, and he used to go against your brother, Michael Medley, and they had some great battles. Do you
Yes.
remember me and my brother playing baseball? I was the great catcher, and he was the pitcher.
Absolutely. No. Those you know, my little brother was very, you know, we were into the scene here as far as little league anything. So we marked on the calendar big games, you know, like playing Brett Merrill, playing Gates with, you know, the Taylor brothers. You know, it was names, and you know, and again, it was communities. You know, the old Chesterfield. Like, you knew the guy over there, and when you got to play against him, it's like it's a big game. It's a big game, and then that's when Rockwood was like Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
The Rockwood Park, the French fries, and all that
make
stuff, man.
Chesterfield great again. Make the French fries make Chesterfield great again. Why are you not in politics? Dude,
it was the best.
Get into politics. You need to
Yeah,
get into politics.
I don't remember. I mean, I'm 6 years older than him, and I remember going to Rockwood and him getting out the car, and everyone's like, "There he is! There he is! That's him!"
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Just a little dude, man. He ain't nothing.
That dude, man.
That's how it was, man. I mean, it was crazy like that.
He was that dude, man. He was that dude, and now he works where?
He is. He's a associate director of athletics at the University, Princeton University, not the University.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
So yeah,
he
runs all the camps for all the sports at Princeton.
Coach Bald, how are you feeling today? Did you even know any of this was going to happen? Because I didn't even know. I'm too stupid.
No, I didn't, and I didn't know, and I'm fired up. But again, I'm prepared for this, just like I'm prepared for one of my kids getting in a car accident and passing away. I just prepare myself every day for meeting and taking on new ventures or experiences. I guess I'm just built for it, but I just know something's going to happen every day that is going to make me go, wow, or oh my God, or something. And I'm just waiting for it. But I'm sitting in my chair waiting, prepared, waiting for it to run into you, have a conversation, get on this thing, and hey, let's go. I'm prepared.
I mean,
Head on swivel.
I just seen him a couple hours ago, Coach Bald.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You know, you were talking about, you know, Little League and everything, and we're huge. We love Little League coaches. They're the foundation of young athletes all throughout America. You know, they're the most important people in America. Did you ever run into a legend there in Matoka by the name of Kenny Crew?
How could you not know Kenny?
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Let me tell you this. Basically, the guy that was like a father to me, Coach Mike Harefield. I grew up single mom my whole life. He would pick me up every Saturday before or after football games. And usually we would go to Shoney's every Saturday morning, and I would eat. And him and Coach Crew would sit there. And I just always had so much respect for him because he treated me almost like a rock star at that young age.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. No, he's there's no word to describe that human being. The only thing I would say about Kenny is Kenny, to me, I feel like I'm the same age as Kenny when I talk to him now, and I'm like, how old was he when he was coaching us? Like he was already into coaching, and I'm like, I was 13 on seniors, and he was coaching the juniors, and he looks exactly the same and coaches exactly the same when I was 13. So I was like, how old was he?
Yeah. Right, he's special. Something should be
Ageless.
named after him. Is the field named for him at Matoka?
It is. At Matoka Park.
Man, that guy's a legend, man. He's a legend. He's got years. I used to watch him umpire softball. I used to watch him coach. He used to be the biggest cheater in CQL. He had kids from Petersburg that were 16 years old. Man, we had some wars. Man, Kenny Crew, and that I say that with all love and respect in my heart because you know how I feel about you. He got my
you know, he never. My one thing about Kenny is I just like, dude, just stay off the field. Why you gotta be all the way halfway out on the field when the game's going on?
He can't help it. You know, man, dude, you made my day. You made my day, man. You know what happened to me this year. I shared with you, but dude, like, how many people did I see in Walmart that I knew? I mean, Coach Bald. We saw angry Redskin fans. Can you believe? I mean, dude, it's like everybody wants to be famous, but not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great because greatness is determined by service. That's Martin Luther King. Dude, being famous is relative. Your brother was famous when he was a kid.
Yes.
My mom and dad were famous. Everybody knows my mom and dad. My dad's a Mason. He's got everything memorized. And dude, he's got a photographic memory. My mom was a bank teller. My mom looked better than Kim Kardashian. Like, they were famous. Everywhere they went, somebody knew them. I mean, tell me about your mom and dad. I mean, dude, like, they did a great job with y'all.
Well, man. Okay, so my mom and dad. So I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters. All the boys we played sports. My 2 brothers played sports. My older brother was a year older than me, played sports. But I will tell you, and I learned this from my mom and dad because I have 3 boys and they played growing up, and they're still playing. What I learned is I'm holding the phone, but okay, so
hey, I thought you had a stand, man. I thought you were ready to go. We're gonna have to get Ethan to hook you up. Hey, come here, man.
I gotta stand. So when you're 5, they did this.
Hey, squat down. This is Ethan's dad, Ethan Medley. This is the kid I was telling you about.
Who's that?
Tell him your name. Michael Cherry.
Michael Cherry, what's going on, man?
Dude, this guy's built like a brick. I mean,
he needs to keep
solid, brother.
Yeah, dude, keep grinding, man. What number are you wearing this year?
It don't matter.
Dude, I'm gonna be looking for you.
He's a great kid, man.
I'll be praying for you too.
Walmart at 5:30 in the morning, and now he's on the podcast. Yeah, ain't that crazy? This is a great young man, dude. Dude, we're gonna be up. This country's gonna be okay with guys like him.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, brother. I'm your biggest fan. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Yeah, brother. And Coach Paul, kids know when the coach is genuine. Kids know when Gabe Hicks loves you. Because, dude, it was a different world we grew up in. Like, and
it was almost perfect. It was almost perfect. If the late 80s, early 90s was today with the quality, the better quality of athletes that are around here, this place would be a gold mine. But and again, just like Little League football, we love it and all that, and that's the grassroots. It's the adults that screw everything up.
Yes, just like the government. This country is great, not because of the president, not because of the politicians. It's because of the people. Our ancestors won World War II, or either you came here after World War II because they wanted you to, or you didn't. But you always got the crappy job. And we are the people that made this jump. We made it. And dude, you need to get into politics.
No, I don't. I need to get in. I just need to get into just being me. But I'll piggyback again because I'll go back to something you said at Walmart today in reference to what was it? Nobody wants to watch sports or ESPN Sports Center because and I'll add to that. Because everybody, to me, on these shows, they're trying to be famous. Just like, and I'll go back down to high school football and football in general. The coaches are trying to be famous, but like you said, it's about the people in America. Well, it's about the players.
Yes.
Like why is everyone's trying to be famous on other people's backs? Again, I look at ESPN and I'm like, people are on that show trying to be famous and never played a down or a game, but they want to be celebrities off of the backs of people who play the game. That's the way I look at it now. It's like
everybody's used to everybody.
Just give me the news. I don't need you to try to be a celebrity. Like that's where I'm just lost. Because early 80s, 90s, it was about the players. George Welch, University of Virginia. He didn't want to talk to anybody. It was about the guys that were on the field.
Wow.
Frankie Beamer, to me, same way.
You're right. It's about the program. It's about the team. It's about the program.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Coach Bald, how are you feeling? I got to get ready to go, brother. Can you sound us off? But how do you feel, man? You got a
so
shot?
Glad we got a lottery ticket here. We got a new member of the family. Welcome. Thank you so much, Paul Medley. I mean, what a blessing. You never know who you're going to run into doing a TikTok video at 5:30 in the morning at Walmart.
You don't. And you guys are truly a blessing to me because I've been listening to you for years. I had some of the greatest laughs that I wished I was LinkedIn at the time because it was hilarious.
Well, dude, you're hired. All right. 7:30 in the morning and 10 o'clock at night. Is your wife okay with that?
Absolutely. 100%. I'm retired.
What a huge
I need to put stuff on my calendar, man.
This is my favorite student right here. She's wonderful. She comes in here and sees me every day. She's the greatest. Here you go. Here's a new sticker. Yeah, she's the best. Okay, Coach Paul, shout out our sponsors.
Huge shout out to St. Pete Rejuvenate. Guys, if you're suffering from PTSD or massive depression, the ketamine infusion that we are doing is not only game-changing, but life-changing. Look us up. Check out our website. It's at the bottom of the screen here. Huge shout out to our newest member right here, Mr. Paul Medley. Thank you. What a blessing. Coach Taylor, whenever you're ready, boss, close us up.
Well, dude, have a great day. You got a great day for it. There's no right way to do a wrong thing. Do what's right. Do your best. Treat people how you want to be treated. We'll see you tonight, 10 o'clock.
Absolutely.
We're going to end this junk.